Hey, what's going on, fellow trade geniuses? This is Philip, and I wanted to recap our trades that for today, February the 7th. So let's start off with our overnight ES trade. That was the first one that we got into, and so that signaled an entry at the 22.84. We got in at approximately $55 premium, and pretty much left that level after about 11 p.m. and went up. And then I believe Bob signaled for you guys to get out around this area here. But that was a very nice trade for our overnight ES trade. So next up is the UJ trade, and we were able to get in at about right around 2 a.m. and this was our entry here at the strike of 111.82, and we also had I also tweeted out 111.80. 80 wasn't filling, but I wanted you guys to get into the trade, so I told you to get into 82. I got filled on both levels. I had working orders on both, and then that shot up. This shot up so fast we were able to get out. You should have easily been able to get out at $90 premium. So, and that was before the bottom of the hour. So another one of these trades where we were in it for probably around 25 minutes or less. So that was a great trade. The next trade that we took was today, and that was the pound dollar. So what we had here was a 1.5 deviation move down and then a 2 deviation move up. This level here, this 25.20 strike, had not been breached in over 60 trading days, and over the course of several years this range of move in this time frame had not been breached 99% of the time. So there was very high probabilities that this was not going to be sustained. So what happened was we got into this strike here. If you were in the room, we also talked about selling the 25.40 because this was really just overextended, and there was some more resistance in this area. So you kind of had to bear through some heat on this. Once we got past this hour, it dropped nicely down to the 25.10 area, and was pretty. It was okay for the most part. In fact, in the last minute, it looked really good. We're down here at 25.16. Then it kind of charged up at us, but ran out of time. Ultimately, the bigger picture move was it was rolling over, but a little bit of a nail biter there. Statistically speaking, though, that was a good strike to be in. 25.40 was even better if you got that. And I like the 25.20 level because we had some resistance in this area too. So seems to be have gotten respected and still being respected at this time. Okay, so that was it for the pound dollar, and then we had an end of day trade, and let's kind of talk about that. So let's go down to a 15-minute time frame here. All right, so we had an entry at the let's actually get into the right instrument here, YM. Okay, so we took the 20.013 strike, and we took it approximately here. Actually, we probably got into it here. And so anyway, we'll talk about this. Based on the price action, the signal we were looking for was 20.013, and so we took some heat on this one, came down. This actually finished true. I think most of us bailed on it, managed out of that trade, but again, it seems like in the last 5 minutes we get this big thrust up. It was really close. I think at this point, if you were near strike, you probably just would have gotten out for a small loss. So this wasn't the ideal setup. You can see this kind of made its move up early, and we've been seeing some of that action. We've been seeing this, except that it continues on previous days. Just today, it just kind of gave up the goose, but we're in a strike where if we have to get out, it's not too bad. Okay, so that was the end of the day. They're not 100%, but you definitely do see some late thrusts so far. That still holds true. And again, this did close true, but really a close call. Okay, so that basically does it for the trades today. Let's go ahead over and do a quick review of the VIX, and we'll also talk about this pound dollar reversal. All right, before we look at the VIX, I just wanted to real briefly go over where we're at on news. Right now, we're looking at the next thing up is the 650 JPY announcement on. Looks like we've got some Bank of Japan statements coming out, bank lending year over year. So not real high impact stuff, but it can impact 7 p.m. expirations. And then tomorrow, we've got crude oil inventories. Um, that'll be interesting considering what has happened with oil. Tomorrow's report has a little more weight than what just came out. There was a second highest build, I think, on crude. Crude's just taken a nosedive. Um, Second biggest crude inventory build in U.S. history, I think it was. So if we'll see how that shakes out, that could actually get some markets might get a little turmoiled off of what's going on here. So we need to keep an eye on that. Anything else? It looks like some Aussie dollar news at 7:30. That's about it through tomorrow. So I think the biggest thing right now is this crude oil. Crude's tanking. So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so on the VIX we have again we're still below this 13, kind of consolidating here. Um, Still expecting to see a pop up. We do have some volatility rising on the on the different forex volatility indices. So we want to see this go up with them. We don't want to see this stay down here and those go up. So again, affecting the in the money type entries, high probability entries. And again, as you can see, like yesterday with the CAD, it takes an extreme move to get decent premiums on those, and it's kind of a wild ride. So that's where we stand on the VIX. Let's take a look at some pairs, FX pairs, and the movement we saw today. Okay, so here we have our dollar index. Got to the top of our channel, pulled back, and that was looking at this when we were looking at the pound dollar and getting into that. The 2520 level had some, there's some area of resistance in here, and so that's why I like that level. It was close today, but it worked out. 2540 was a lot easier to deal with. That was just an overshoot. The thing just got way too happy up here. Just looked like a kind of a blow off top, and then it just kind of collapsed, and here we are. So what I do think though on this, from a macro point of view, is that I think we're going to test. My feeling is we're going to go back up here and test this level, this 2700 level. So I think today's move was pretty strong, and they've been grabbing it down here, grabbing it here, they're grabbing it here. So unless the dollar just rips higher, I think we're going to probably see that. Dollar has some resistance to get through, especially in this 100.80 range, and you kind of see we got near that and kind of tapered off. So we'll see what happens, but I think at this point we got to see that clear decisively. But for the time being, I was strong on the dollar yesterday. It did break this trend line we drew yesterday through here. It did break up as expected, and the pound did take a dive, but that's since reversed. So I think it'll be interesting to see, but I think now this move on the pound can't be ignored, and so I think we go higher on the pound. Let's look at the 6J real quick. So 6J pulled back as well. Kind of waiting for more of an extreme move to happen there yet. It's kind of hitting some resistance here as well. So we'll see what happens. Um, Kind of volatile today, up and then right back down. So some interesting currency moves going on right now. Look at UJ. UJ hasn't really gotten extended for us yet, so kind of like the yen, kind of in the middle of the channel. So anyway, it's kind of what we're looking at right now. We can take a look at Aussie dollar. Gonna have some support here. We'll keep an eye on that as it relates to the dollar index. Get Aussie yen. Kind of been in this range here, kind of range bound. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. So we'd look for another bottom down here in the 85.20, 85.40 area, somewhere in here. So we'll take a look at that when that gets down there. Okay, well, that's about it for now. I wanted to recap the trades, go over what news is coming up in the next 24 hours, VIX, and kind of the macro picture developing on our Nadex Forex pairs. Okay, guys, until next time, happy trading. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're interested in getting into the room, you can sign up at tradegenius.co. We have some trades that are given out in the room that aren't tweeted out, primarily because they're more of a advanced trade. Last night we had a Euro USD trade that we took, captured about $45 premium on that. So stuff like that happens in the evening time. Again, quicker type trades, so we don't tweet them out, but they are in the room, and we discuss getting into them, getting into them and managing them. So anyway, hope that helps. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.